Hey, this is Sasha. Thanks for joining me in today's video. And in today's episode, what I want to share with you is, should you save your blog income or reinvest it back into the blog? So stay tuned. I'm going to share with you what you should do. All right, so if you're running a blog, you are maybe by now generating some form of revenue. And by the time you're generating some kind of income, whether it's $100 a month, you're now wondering, hey, do I take that money and do I go in and save that money, just pocket it, go enjoy some nice dinner? Or do I go out and reinvest that money and income back into my business? So I'll answer this question for you, and that is really going to depend on what you want to do. But if you want to grow your business, you're going to want to reinvest it. So if you want to grow your blog business, you're going to want to reinvest that income back into the blog so that way it can continue to grow and accelerate. But you want to do it in a smart way so that way you have enough runway or financial runway to keep it sustainable. See, what happens is a lot of people, what they do is they go ahead and reinvest that income. So let's say you're making $100 on your blog that first month, or a couple months later, you're starting to make some money, you made $100, they take that money, they reinvest it, and they have no cash flow. They have no operating cash flow to continue to grow beyond that point. Now they're a bit stuck for a couple of months. So what you want to do is have this freedom cash flow to be able to reinvest back into things in case you need to jump and do other things. So for example, let's say the first month you're doing $100, then another month you're doing $100, then another month you're doing $120, then $150, then maybe $250, and so on and so forth. And let's say you've accumulated about $1,000 your kind of first few months out there. Again, not a ton, everybody's at a different point. So whatever your speed is, that's fine and that's okay. So you've got this $1,000 pot that you've basically made. Okay, and you might be having a job on the side, and that's fine, but you want to just use your blog income to reinvest back into the blog. So you've got this $1,000, and now you want to start building out your newsletter list because it costs a little bit of money. Maybe you want to do a live chat or something along those lines. All of those things, they cost a little bit of income. Running a webinar, same thing. It costs money. Hiring a team costs money. Maybe you want to build a network. So let's say you want to start building a third website. So one is kind of reviews website, another one is like a service blog website that you have, and one maybe sells courses and products. So you might have like 3 different blog businesses, or it could be 3 niches. And by the way, if you're interested in getting more domains to build out your network, check out my sponsor and Goodfellas at porkbun.com, where you can get a great domain name. So anyways, if you're looking to grow and invest into these things, you got to have enough financial runway. If you don't have enough on your financial runway, what's going to happen is you might say, okay, well, I want to go ahead and invest in something, and it's your first month. Well, now if you invest in, let's say, a mailing list, but then you want to run webinars, well, now you have to pay for the mailing list, but you can't run the webinars. So it's important to save enough income, okay, to be able to handle, let's say, maybe 5 months worth of mailing list costs and webinar costs. So that's what you want to do, is have enough runway so that way you could do the things you need to do when you need to do it. Now, for everybody, it's going to be different. Some people want a runway that's maybe 2 months, and they're okay being a little more aggressive because they're okay with a short runway, because once you run out of cash, you're a little bit tight. Some people don't like that feeling because they're risk averse. They want to be a little more safe. Other people want a much longer runway. They want a 1 year, 2 year runway. So everybody's a little different. I think if you want faster growth, you need to be a little more aggressive at the beginning, but there is more risks because then you can get cut off or choked off when you don't have the cash flow. Again, if you have a job, if you have maybe another business you're running or something like that, then yeah, you could use the money coming in from your job to pay for that, but that's reducing your regular household expenses then, of course, at that point. So anyways, you have to make the decision, but just make sure you have enough on your runway to be able to keep the business going and operating properly. So I hope that helps, gives you some insight and some takes on whether you should be saving that blog income that you're making or reinvesting it. And it's a starting point. If you want to learn a lot more about this kind of stuff, definitely check out my courses at backstageincome.com. And there's a planning a blog business course specifically tied into this. So thanks for joining me. I hope you got a lot out of this video. Feel free to grab some other great freebies from the website, subscribe to the YouTube channel, or just continue watching free videos. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next episode.